Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Today I had a lot to say um, uh, um, from my talk, from my Dharma talk. Um, and I had a lot of images come up in my mind as I was sitting here meditating. And one of them was a couple, uh, uh, not this summer, but this last summer ago. I went to Pennsylvania um, with my partner and the kids, and we went whitewater rafting down Ohio. And we didn't go down the super strong one, but we went down one in which it would give us enough of a thrill. Um, and when we set off, everything was great. They said the water was, a little higher and than normal because of the rains, and it was going to be really good. So we got in the boat, and I have never been on whitewater rafting at all. I been canoeing before, but not anything like this. And it was let's see, it was just the three of us. One of the kids didn't want to go, so we were going down, and we were really kind of enjoying the easiness of it, the tranquility of looking at the beautiful scenery, the mountains, the trees, the wildlife. Um, and then as we got kind of getting into a little choppy water, a lot of us started to shout commands of what to do, how to do it, what we're doing wrong, and how to correct things as we were going towards the shore, right? So, or other boats were coming towards us, and everybody was flailing about because none of us knew what we were really doing. Um, but we managed to get through. And one of the commands I remember the 9-year-old saying at the time was paddle right, paddle right. And I was up front, so I was paddling right, 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 right. And as I was doing it, the boat start to go in a circle. And, so we ended up, backwards at times, and it was kind of a mess, but, we were laughing at the same time because it wasn't that vigorous of a rapid. Um, I only say this and to point out uh, that when we get close to things in our lives that what is that? Anybody here play music or instrument? Oh, a guitar. What's the when you get too close? What is you get to the the feedback? That's it. That's it. So what was happening was we were going, and there was enough space for everybody. And then when we got close into the rapids, the feedback really started to happen because we were wow, 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 right? And that feedback was really intense for all of us because there was really we didn't really have a sense of control, right? And all of us in the boat were grasping for that sense of control. And the rapids didn't care. The rapids did not care what we were doing. The rapids were just going. It was just flowing. And we were, at a point of almost, right? In in Mahayana Buddhism, part of the practice is jumping in full heartedly with both feet into the community, into your family life, that you don't isolate. And there's a saying that, if you really want to know if you're enlightened, hang around your family. Because they're going to be able to push every button in you possible. And that's where the feedback comes in, right? Wah, 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 wah. So in the Dhammapada, I found this, and this isn't a verse. This is a commentary from the verse of joy, and it says here that popular etymology sometimes derives dukkha from du, or the prefix meaning wrong or evil, ka meaning space. Ordinary experience is a void that cannot be filled by anything. It is nothing but change. There's the river. That's the rapids, right? We have dukkha. We have this concept of dukkha, suffering, and change is happening. It's the void. It's constant. That's the river. So we are walking concepts in a world in which the river doesn't care, if you can understand that. Yet the Buddha, with his characteristic twist, proclaims that the real joy can be found within the very stream of change. So when we were going down the rapids and I was pedaling right because someone would turn right, no, gotta go left, turn right. And at some point it got so ridiculous that the canoe or the raft was turning and people were coming in our lane, or we were going towards it, that we all started to laugh. That it was just absolutely absurd that we had three complete novices, thinking that we were going to go down these rapids and be able to navigate and be, these adventuring people and know what we're doing. And then that was just ridiculous. And we started to laugh because it was fun at that point. It was really, really fun. My hat fell off into the water. Someone lost their paddle. We had to get it downstream. I mean, it was just great. It was just great. Now, that could have been a very different experience if someone took that energy and became very, very distressed and very overcome, right? That something was deeply wrong. And it took the absurdity of it to break through to all of us. And we started to laugh, and we started to laugh at each other, and we were throwing water at each other, and so on. It was brilliant. If one truly understands that life's very nature is change, then the burning desire to wrest permanence from the world of passing sensation begins to die. As it dies, the mind begins to taste its real natural state, which is joy. And there we were, in the midst of complete joy, even though we started off with, my hat. A state, this is great, a state of consciousness unaffected by pleasure or pain. A state of consciousness unaffected by pleasure or pain. Joy. Just joy. Let us live in joy. This is put your hands in Hapchang, please. Let us live in joy, never hating those who hate us. Let us live in freedom, without hatred, even among those who hate. Let us live in joy, never falling sick like those who are sick. Let us live in freedom, without disease, even among those who are ill. Let us live in joy, never attached among those who are selfishly attached. Let us live in freedom, even among those who are bound by selfish attachments. Let us live in joy, never hoarding things among those who hoard. Let us live in growing joy like those of bright gods. And here ends the reading. There. A lot of letting go in that verse. A lot of letting go of expectations. I'm practicing an instrument really for the first time in my life. It's the tin whistle. I've always enjoyed the tin whistle every time I've heard it, ever since I was a boy. And I've always been very kind of afraid of taking anything like that on. As you can know, I'm not very good at the chanting and the cadence and to remember when things go where. And so it's intimidating for me. But I happened to come upon the Irish Washwoman tune, and it was a tin whistle. And I love that tune. I've always loved that tune. And I said, by gosh, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to try. I'm going to try. When I picked it up, wow, 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 you know, there I was in the feedback of, I don't know what I'm doing. And God knows I annoy my family enough by trying this thing. You know, I've heard it all. Like it's, you know, like claws on a blackboard, and my God, I wanted to scream. But I am pushing on. I'm going down the river regardless, right? Um, in Buddhism, we jump in. We really go for it. We go for it in our sitting, in our practice, in our contemplating, in our reflection, in our ability just to kind of reflect where I'm at, checking in, where I'm at, how I am doing, how I am feeling. Um, this time of year is exciting. It's an election year, but you're going to walk into that feedback. You're going to walk into it. The American experience is that feedback when it comes to this time. So don't hold on too tight. Don't hold on too tight. Let things go if you can. And sometimes it's hard. And really allow yourself to experience the joy despite the feedback, the joy of going down the river, the joy of having no concept, right or wrong, just being there in the midst of the rapids, getting soaked and laughing. You know, being there in the line at the grocery store, the absurdity of 15 people behind you, the absurdity of going into I remember one time I came out, I was laughing so hard, I went into English Gardens and I bought rocks. I bought rocks. I came out in the parking lot, what was all there? Rocks. This is the world we live in. It's absolutely insanely absurd. It's okay. It's all good. You know, I came out with a bag, it had a little nicely packaged, came out, and I just started to laugh. Oh my God, I just bought a bag of rocks. It's all good. It's all good. Um, so with that, I thank you for your time and have a joyous day.
Thank you, Stephen. You also. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a group called the Rivingtons. They're